Well, some people get scammed out of money online while others end up with a broken heart.
Yeah, and joining us now is Tod Pritchard with Ready Wisconsin to help us stay safe on the internet and in love. And in just a moment, he's got a little trivia for us. But first of all, shocking, I think, to find out that for women in particular, we seem susceptible to these scams online.
Absolutely. Romance scams are the #1 scams that women get caught. Here's the big picture. Like last year, 2012, $6.2 million lost in Wisconsin alone through cyber scams and ripoffs. It's amazing. The average victim, about $1,700 per person. I mean, that is a lot of money. Oh, absolutely.
How is it happening? Because somebody's going to say romance scam on the internet. Does that mean they've met someone online and they've never met face to face?
Right. These cyber criminals are just, diabolical, and they think of ways to look for your vulnerabilities. So they tap into chat rooms and dating sites and that kind of stuff, and they're looking for information about you. Then they try to connect up with you and make a relationship online, and so maybe they start sending gifts and these kind of things and kind of lure you in, and then suddenly it's like, oh, I need some money. Or, oh, I need you to do this for me. I need you to send a package for me that somehow I can't send, and I need you to send it for me. And it can spiral out of control very quickly.
So those are the red flags. Are if someone's connecting with you, and maybe you go back and forth on the phone or whatever, you exchange gifts. But then if they ask for, do they ask for credit card information?
Sometimes they ask for personal information. Right, exactly. So those are the red flags. Absolutely. Yep.
All right. Okay, well, I think so in general, that's something that people need to watch out for. If you haven't met somebody, don't ever spend money on the internet, right?
Right, absolutely. And another one is, they try to get to you through emails too. Sometimes these cyber scammers will try to send you an email, click on this. When in doubt, throw it out. Don't click on things that you don't know where the source came from.
Yeah.
And personal information is just the critical one. If anyone's asking you for information, even if it looks like it's totally legit from a company with the email looks like it's got a great logo, it looks very legit, just don't do it.
I always tell my mom, just because I send a lot of links, I'm always going to write something either in the subject or about it. You don't just send a link to someone. Nobody does that.
Yeah, but my sister and I had this happen to me. She sent, I got an email from my sister saying, oh, click on this. My sister never does that. So I was kind of suspicious, but it was her email. And so I didn't do it. I called her up on the phone. I said, you didn't send me something. No, her email got hijacked, right?
Yep.
And it's so easy to have happen.
And that's as easy as it is. Just ask someone. If you're not sure, if they send you a link, don't click on it. Just call them and ask them or text them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you've got a quiz for us, right? We're going to guess some true or falses on, now what are these about? These are in regards to what kind of topic?
This is cyber scams in general. Okay, so true or false? Security software will defend you against all viruses and malicious software.
False.
False. It won't protect you from It's good to have.
I like that bow. Did you hear that?
It's good to have. It's important. But literally, as soon as you get that, software loaded on your computer, the scammers have figured out a way to get you with something else.
For sure. Almost always one step ahead.
It's good to use it, but it's not going to give you foolproof protection.
Right, exactly. The humans, right? The human element, we're our own worst enemy. We're the ones who cause most of the problems, not the malicious software.
Right.
Yep. Okay, true or false? Smartphones, got one right in my hand here, can be infected with viruses. Is that true or false?
I've heard true, but I don't believe it.
I haven't seen that yet, but I believe that probably...
It's the #1 increasing cyber threat going on right now.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Especially because now every kid has a cell phone.
Well, and you got to be careful of what apps are you downloading. Really look at what restrictions you can put on the app. What things you can put in place, and the ads. Clicking on the ads on your phone. Oh man.
Yeah, don't click on ads.
Yeah, try not to do it.
But your basic apps like your Facebook and stuff like that, they're pretty safe.
They are pretty safe. Now, here's another question kind of based on that. Can I use one username and password for everything?
False.
No, right,
really
exactly.
Bad idea.
Really bad idea. But you know what? When you get into a room with all the experts on this, and you ask the experts, do you do this? Do you have more than one password?
No.
Sometimes they don't.
They just have a really cryptic password, right? With numbers, letters,
exactly.
symbols.
The more complex it is, the better. And you should probably, my recommendation maybe 3, right? Maybe one for your email, one for social media like Facebook. And then another one's totally separate for your banking, your online kind of things like that. Because if the cyber criminals tap into one of your usernames and passwords, they'll try to go everywhere else and try to use it, and bingo, they can get it, and it's lightning speed, right?
And
they
don't use 1, 2, 3, 4.
Or
and don't use password.
No.
As your password.
It's your password, yeah. Right,
okay,
exactly.
you got
One more question.
And then one more, social media. Is your family at risk by using social media?
At risk for
Cyber scams? True, false? You know what? Social media is, again, becoming a kind of a battleground, right? The cyber criminals are looking at what information you're posting and are looking for vulnerabilities on how they can get to you. So my recommendation is, you know, we all use social media, but try to keep your information not detailed. Please don't tell people I'm leaving for, you know, Hawaii on Monday morning at 10 o'clock. There literally is a website out there where people look and they'll post, hey, you know, Todd is gone, you know, out of his house for the next week. Here's his address.
Jeez.
You know, go rip off the place. So, and of course, they're looking for other information too that they can maybe tap into and try to draw out other things from you.
If people go to the Ready Wisconsin website, will they find information about protecting themselves from cyber
Absolutely.
scams?
We've got a whole list of tips. We've got some great videos that we post. I would highly recommend people tap into that social media video that we have. It's a UW expert who really details exactly what are the latest scams out there. We have a list of the latest scams going on, the top 5 scams, the top 5 ways to keep yourself safe. So yeah, please go to that website.
Good.
It's got a lot of great information.
And then pass that on too. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you, Todd.
Group hug?
Appreciate it. Yes.
Snuggle time.